And you are watching another Blewett Blitz film review. He has that ability to, trust me, he definitely does. Just his ability to catch balls outside of his frame, his leaping ability, his ability to hang in the air, his yak ability, it's all there. Lowers his helmet, low man wins, bang, rocks a guy.
Hall running free, Brees Hall inside the 10, he's gonna score!
The corners all do their job. You know, if you look at the picture right here, lock.
3rd and 1. It's always drilled. What a great defensive play.
I don't try to Monday morning quarterback any of the reviews I do, and I'll try to be honest with a lot of those things I put up. And you are watching / listening to another edition of Blewett's Blitz. Couple of days before free agency, Friday, March 8th. Free agency starts in, I don't even know, 70 hours or so, whatever it may be. Monday at noon, I believe it kicks off, is the official tampering period, or the, I don't know, legal tampering period, which again makes no sense when you put the words together. But nonetheless, we have that to talk about. Today, I am going to go through the Jet X Factor offseason simulator. I'm not going to put like official votes in the YouTube, but I do want it to be fan driven by you guys. So what I'm going to do is, after I say, you know, do we take this trade? Go. I think like the first 3 no's or the first 3 yeses is the decision I'll make. And then we'll run through it and we'll kind of see where I plus you guys, or at least the majority of you guys, where we land in terms of the Jets offseason. And then we have some, you know, news about, you know, guards re-signing. The Rams guard Dotson re-signed. You know, the Bills have let go of some people. You know, there's been a little bit more rumblings to the, you know, Cortland Sutton trade package, or the Jerry Jeudy trade package. So we'll talk about those. Talk about some comp picks for the Jets, some people who were cut. Some combine results, little ones I'll bring up that specifically caught my eye, and then you guys can pull up whatever else you want, or talk about whatever else you want, and I'll react to it, because some of the combine stuff I definitely paid attention to, other I didn't. But nonetheless, let's say hello to some people in here. I appreciate you guys being in here. I'm excited for free agency. Very, very excited to watch some new film of some guys. I don't know what this is. Screw King Lowski. I don't know who that is, but nonetheless, if Dakota's saying it, I guess so. And Dakota's been lighting up the chat so far with the sign Odell Beckham stuff. So while I was starting the stream, I looked up his stats. Dakota, he's had about 500 yards a season for the last 3 seasons. I think last season he had like 35 catches or whatever it was, off the top of my, or not off the top of my head. I just looked at it, but like 35 catches, 535 yards. And he got paid like $15 million to do so. So if they were to sign Odell Beckham for like $4 million, $5 million, maybe 6, and he was going to be like your 3 at best, hopefully like your 4, then that even pushes Lazard down. You get another guy and a freaking rookie, then okay. But signing Odell for anything more than like $5 million to be a receiver 3 is not good. And even that's in the lower tiers of receiver 3, in my opinion. You know, I rather have the Curtis Samuels, the Boyds. You could argue for him as like a high end 2 or a high end 3, low end 2. You know, the Josh Reynolds out there. There are some guys out there, DJ Shark, who could be that 3. Odell is older, obviously a little bit of a head case, and you already heard some things about the locker room in terms of like the offense not really having direction. Do you want to add a guy like Odell to that? I don't. And then I made my stance pretty clear on Brock Bowers at 10 in recent weeks. I'm not doing it. But yeah, OBJ, Garrett Wilson. OBJ is better than Sutton. OBJ is better than Ridley. OBJ is better than Boyd. He's better than Davis. I don't think I would take him over any person you've listed so far. Even Corey Davis. You told me right now, all factors aside, Corey Davis or Odell Beckham next year, I'm taking Corey Davis. OBJ over Mike Williams, depending on the price. I'm taking Mike Williams just in a vacuum. OBJ, Lazard, Cobb, Gibson, Jason Brownlee. Yes, I'm with that. But I'm not going to keep going over all this Odell Beckham stuff. John Hassel says, pizza, beer, and Blewett Splits go quite well together on a Friday evening. What's up, Jets fans? What is up to you, John Hassel? Nice to see you again. Again, I'm excited to talk free agency. I'm excited to go through the simulator. I'm excited in general. Things coming down. I'm getting a new truck, which is fucking awesome. I'm not even get into it because I'll start talking for an hour. But I've never spent on cars. It was always like a Nissan Xterra to a older Chevy pickup to a Volkswagen, which I freaking hated, to a Ford Fusion. I'm getting like a fully decked out GMC AT4. I'm pretty sure. So I'm very, very excited. I'll probably have pictures because I'm going a little bit big on that one, but nonetheless. Yeah, Curtis Russell. Why hate on the King? I'm talking. I guess it's about King Lowski. I don't know.
What the hell is even that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Why there's beef. What's up, Christian? I'm gonna try to stay a little bit more up in the chat this time because I'm gonna have to get the simulator up. Jets won't get anyone good. Potentially. I saw something. The rumor the other day was like, watch out for David Bakhtiari and Boyd as the Jets' big moves in free agency. It's like, what? That's it. Now, if it's Boyd, again, I think we have to wrap our heads around it being like a Boyd and a Reynolds or a Boyd and a Chark, and like that might be good enough if you can splurge a little bit on offensive line. Maybe if you can even splurge on which we want on offense, but realistically, let's say with all these freaking safeties coming out now, with Gardner Johnson's out there, Simmons is out there. Now I think Jeremy Chin might be out there. You have Poyer out there. Hyde might be out there. I don't know if they're both free agents, but there's a lot. So maybe that pushes some guys down where, in a regular offseason, a Poyer, let's just say Poyer, a Poyer might cost you $10 million, where because there's so many guys in free agency this year, he might cost $7 million. So then do the Jets turn and say, hey, this is really good value. Like this is a lot of bang for our buck. We could really have an elite secondary if you add a stud safety too. And maybe not even stud, but maybe a Jeremy Chin over or a Cam Curl over bringing back a Chuck Clark. Like, could you spend more there? But we'll see. But we should wrap our heads around the receiving core not necessarily being, because like the best guy out there now is Ridley. We had Mike Evans who got re-signed by the Bucs as like something like 2 years, $52 million incentives based and stuff like that. That was after Diana Rossini said that he is going to, for the first time ever, test free agency. And then before free agency even opens, weeks before it opens, he re-signs. Or let's say a week before free agency, he re-signs. So her 30 sources have failed her again, but she was completely wrong there. But yeah, it looks like Ridley is the next guy. Pittman got tagged, I believe. Evans is gone. Higgins got tagged. So, do you want to pay top dollar for a Ridley? Like, would you rather have Ridley for, he might, let's just say $20 million. Let's just say 20 mil. Or would you rather have maybe, and again, this is not exact prices, but a Boyd and a Samuel? Like, would you rather have Boyd and Samuel for just the price of Ridley? So it's something that you have to consider. So let's keep going down. Do you think the JJ McCarthy noise is legit? And if so, how does it affect the Jets? It's well, if the hype is real, you're hoping that a team obviously, that is before the Jets in the draft order would trade up to acquire said player. And then obviously one more quarterback goes, pushes the tackles down or whoever it may be. So that's how it affects it. Or maybe even if there's a team who's waiting in the weeds in the, mid to, the early 20s, the late 20s, whatever it may be, or even the later teens who is seeing, I don't know exactly what team that would be, like, Steelers, whoever, Browns, I don't know. So he wants to develop him. And obviously the Steelers would have less time, but not maybe the best two examples. But do one of those teams maybe wait until 10 and they're going to kind of pull the trigger at 10, but they don't want to jump up to 9, but at 10, they're like, okay, we can justify trading this far up. So either, one, it physically makes the team move in front of you. One extra quarterback is obviously a great thing for the Jets, pushing other guys down, or maybe the Jets can trade back if he were to fall, and a team is willing to trade up. But in terms of like buying it, it's smokescreen season. I don't have enough background information about McCarthy and if I actually like his game. The thing I have heard is that Michigan didn't really kind of use him to his fullest abilities. And there are some NFL pundits who think that NFL teams are going to think more of him than the general, draft Twitter type deal. So OBJ is trash. Yeah. $15 million. No, $5 million, okay. So best receiver in the draft is Brian Thomas Jr., LSU. But yeah, he looked pretty damn good. Just watching him next to Neighbors. I'm still putting Neighbors over him, but yeah, he looked good. DJ Chark is the guy you want. Yeah, for receiver 3, again, more than willing. I would take DJ Chark over. I'll probably take him over Odell at this point. So no free agency wants to come to the Jets. Yeah, that you hope that the allure of Aaron Rodgers would sway some people because we have high taxes. We don't certain people don't think so highly about the head coach, but people think highly about the head coach if they start winning. That's they kind of correlate. If you lose, people are going to think about highly about the head coach. But you hope that they want to play with Rodgers for that one last year, that one or that one Super Bowl run. The players, whoever it may be, who's with a shitty team their entire career, is like, hey, I can go to the Jets and try to win. And I know that kind of sounds crazy to say that, like, oh, go to the Jets to win, but you know what it is with an elite defense, with a top echelon, with an upper echelon quarterback. It's possible. It's obviously possible. So Swiss Pete says, hey, Joe, good luck with the truck purchase. How do you feel about Latham starting as a rookie? How would you still sign a bet tackle if JC is our pick? I want to sign, and it depends on really who's the other guy, right? Like who is the left tackle if JC Latham is here. That's not to say that he can't play left tackle, because I think he could, but ideally you want to keep him in his natural spot. So I keep him at right tackle again. I don't think there's that much variability in the importance, the difference in importance between left tackle and right tackle. So keep him at right tackle. But who's the other guy? And obviously, if it's a Tyron Smith, if it's a Jordan Williams, if it's the guys with maybe some injury concerns, and you really want to emphasize it. But I want to emphasize it in general because the Jets don't have good luck. Again, it doesn't have to be anybody upper echelon, but it could be a Kelvin Beachum for $4 million or something like that. It could be, a guy who was traded for, I think, like a 7th round pick last year, Josh Jones, who I think was okay with whoever he got traded. So I want a backup tackle regardless of what it is. It's not specifically because of JC Latham. And in terms of JC Latham, which I want to bring this up in terms of the combine stuff, but 340 pounds, he holds it really, really well. 35-inch arms, 11-inch hands. His measurements were great. Again, he's my OT2, and after I do the reviews, he might beat out Alt for one, and that's just me not going with the consensus. Watching Alt, I was definitely a little bit disappointed with some of the anchor mechanics, some of the just power or the lack of power in his game. He's not going to really move guys in the run game right now. And again, he has naturally high hips that allows him to get bull rushed. And I already don't think his power is great. There was more lapses than I thought there would be. So after actually doing the reviews, it might be a thing where he's moved up to 1, which might be crazy. Right now he's 2, but it's that close where I might actually flip it in a couple of weeks. So with Latham at 10, I would be thrilled because he's my tackle 1 or 2. Again, right now 2, but I could see him being moved up to 1. So I would be thrilled with that. But in terms of like specifically because of Latham, I don't know if you're kind of attributing Becton's injury problems and placing that on Latham because he's big, he's gonna get injured as well, so you need to back up tackle. Again, I think he carries a little bit better than Becton did. He's 340. He's not 370. So you're talking about a 30-pound difference. So you have plenty of tackles in the league who are, 320 to 330. So he's like an extra 10 pounds different, heavier. Are we going to really worry about that? It's not 370. It's different. So, yeah, but I would bring up a backup tackle regardless. Meatball Parm, what is up? Got to draft O-line at 10, 100%. Yeah, it's... Unless they were to really splurge in free agency and they land a Jonah Williams and an Onwenu or something like that, which I really do not see the Jets ever doing anything like that or really having the money to do anything like that. But with that being said, if you're able to do that, then okay, then I would understand an Odunze at 10 or past that, like even Bowers in that situation. Who was the other receiver you got? Because I would be okay with like Odunze and Boyd. I don't even see myself wanting Bowers in that situation either. So, Bald God says, who are we going to use? Which, by the way, I don't know if there's actually 293 people in here. If so, awesome, because last week there was like 80. Now there's almost 300. Nonetheless, I don't know if that's just a glitch on my screen or not. I gotta check YouTube real quick because that's kind of wild. I do want to run through the rest of the chat, and I do want to run through the rest of my notes for the draft stuff, and I do want then we're gonna run through the actual simulator. Yeah, I don't know why that says 2 because in mine it says 35. I don't think it went to 297. I could be I could be wrong. Some people are calling Joe Alt a generational prospect. Yeah, Christian, I really just think that every single year, the best tackle prospect, the best tight end, the best quarterback, the best receiver, the best corner is always like that generational guy. Like Evan Neal was generational to people. Oh my God, he can't miss. And I watch him like, what the hell is this? So generational, absolutely not. I've watched better tackles. Like in the draft of, and again, this might be crazy and transparently, it was 4 years ago. If you're telling me to stack him up versus the guys of Becton's class, I would have taken Wills over him. And I might have taken Wirfs over him. I probably would have taken Wirfs over him. And at least those two guys. So I don't see him as generational at all. I don't. I think he's good, but not generational. Like thumbs up, like up. Yep. Appreciate that. JE, what's up? NY Jetsura fan. I bet someone. Oh, did I completely skipped Ball to Gold. Izzy or somebody else. It has to be somebody else, right? What did Izzy prove last year? Like literally nothing. So whether it be just for comfortability of, okay, Brees may sustain an injury, or hey, you're hoping to be up in some games. Who was going to get those last 10 carries of the game when you're up? You're smacking the shed of the Patriots and it's 34-3. Who's going to get those second half carries? And that could be Izzy, but you feel what I'm saying. Like you want that number 2 back. Now, who is it going to be? I don't think it necessarily needs to be an Eckler or anybody like that. Or people talking about Aaron Jones and him potentially getting released and reuniting him with Rodgers. I don't think that's going to necessarily happen. I don't think they need to spend that much because Brees could be that 80-20 guy. Give him 80% of the reps. So I see it more like an A.J. Dillon. Okay, a little bit different, a little bit more of a power back. I could see a risk on a guy like J.K. Dobbins, a little bit more upper tier in the risk in the running back category too for the Jets. But Dobbins, I could see. You have Devin Singletary out there who might outprice himself. He actually had a pretty good year with the Texans. You can see Zach Moss. Like there are some guys out there who you should be able to sign for $2-3 million. But running back 2 is an important position. It is. He's going to see at least 20-30% of the reps in any given game. So you want that to be somebody who's reliable. Izzy hasn't proven a lot in pass protection, and he hasn't proven really anything as a runner. With that being said, he didn't have any room to really show us anything because he's a home run hitter. You put a home run hitter behind a shit offensive line, he's not going to really be able to hit that. So let's see. Skip mine. Yeah, my bad. Sign Cushenberry, then go from there. Yeah, I'm cool with that. You just had you have Cushenberry who's out there on the market. You also have Mitch Morse who got released. Now I'm not sure how Mitch Morse has exactly played in the last couple of years of the Bills, but I know at the time he was signed, it was like him versus Connor McGovern, and Mitch Morse was like the prize of that free agency, at least at center. And I think he's been at least solid with the Bills. So you could see him. There's Cushenberry out there. There's a bunch of centers out there. So on the interior, I think the Jets will make like one bigger signing, whether that be, I don't know if like Mitch Morse is like a bigger signing, but they're going to make a signing there, whether it be Mitch Morse or Cushenberry or Zeitler, whoever else anybody's talking about. And then again, I think that Tippmann really gives you the true flexibility in terms of being able to play center or guard. He was just as good at guard as he was at center. And with that, at center, he had the snap issues, which considering how meticulous Aaron Rodgers is and picking up the grass and throwing it and getting wind and catching the ball in a different rotation than other quarterbacks and all that stuff, you have a guy who can't even get the ball there all the time. It might be a little bit of a problem. So, yeah, signing a Cushenberry, moving AVT to left guard and moving Tippmann to right guard. And then you most likely one of the tackles is going to be the 10th pick, and then sign a guy, whoever that may be at left tackle, right tackle. Again, I'm not just moving ABT out there unless you absolutely have to, but that's not my plan A. So if you could sign, Cushenberry and Nwenu, even though Nwenu might not fit the scheme, but a Cushenberry and Tyron Smith, Cushenberry and Jonah Williams, Cushenberry and Illuminor, Cushenberry and whoever, and then go into the draft, get another receiver or two, you're cooking. Like I would love to sign another interior offensive lineman. And obviously we need to, right? We released Lakin. It's $8 million, $8.1 million in savings, I believe. So you use that $8 million to hopefully replace him, and they will be better no matter what than him. Do you think our Marius Mims can move from right tackle to left tackle? So it's not a guy who I've watched a ton of. I know that he's been impressive in limited reps. He's only had like 14 or 15 games. So I think it's possible to move from right tackle to left tackle. The problem is right tackle to left tackle. He might not even be comfortable with right tackle yet because he's only started 15 games. And the problem with guys like Mims, who might be a little bit more developmental type of tackles, by the time he develops into being a plus starter, Rodgers might be gone. So do you want the raw guy or do you want the pro ready guy? To me, I want the pro ready guy. And Mims is in like that next class next class of prospects for me in terms of like you have the big four to me. To me, there's a big four of the Alt, Fuaga, Fashanu, and Latham, and then you have the Mims, you have the Fatanu, you have there's a couple of other guys down there. The one guy who I saw a lot this week getting probably overhyped, at least in my opinion, was Fatanu. I watched him while I was watching Rome Odunze. I was not overly impressed by him. So I know a lot of people talk about like, hey, trade down. Because again, a hole is a hole in these mock draft simulators. But again, I argue about, the quality of said filled hole or filling said hole. Kind of sounds fucked up. But Latham and those guys are much more ahead of like where I saw Fatano at. So I rather fill the huge need at tackle with a guy who's going to be pro ready and a better prospect than just trading down, getting a lesser prospect, but then a third round pick or a second round pick on top of it. We kind of just need like a really good tackle at this point. So I don't know if getting a developmental tackle is worth another developmental receiver or in the third or fourth round or second round, wherever it may be. So Singletary, Tony, the Jets GM, Jets Chaos says Jets have the worst dead cap in the NFL and they haven't traded Zach yet. I thought they had the second worst. I could be wrong, but I thought they were number 2 in terms of the in terms of that, but maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe it is the worst. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I know a lot of it comes from the Aaron Rodgers contract. I think it's already on there, but nonetheless. Singletary, we got a little frog sticker thing. I don't know exactly what that is, but hey, we'll take it. I'm going through some of the other like notes I have from the combine. I guess we could just start the simulator real quick. But one other thing, Latham 340, 35 inch arms. I thought he weighed out really well. Fuaga only had 33 inch arms, which is I believe it's Fuaga has 33 inch arms. Somebody could correct me. I'm again 95% sure that I'm correct on this, but 33 inch arms is a little bit short. It's not so short, but like 34 is typically the threshold that you want to see guys over. So now you have my questions about him, the outside hand being carried low, punching wide, hugging too much, the lack of, I think, like redirectional lateral ability. I don't love with him. And now you add a little bit shorter arms than you ideally prefer. It's not great for Fuaga in terms of the 33 inch arms. I don't think it's going to kill his draft stock, but it is a little like yellow flag there. Another thing about the combine, which I mentioned last week. So for the people who are the diehard weekly listeners, Odunze, people were telling me 4.3, 4.3, 4.3. I'm pretty sure I said exactly, I think my exact guess was 4.45 to 4.5. But I think it's going to be in between there. It was a 4.47. So I almost to the T nailed the Odunze speed. I never thought he was going to be a 4.3 guy. But yeah, mid 4.4s, it's about right for what it shows on film. Past that, other notes, Uzama got cut, something that we expected right from the jump. Talking about $5 million savings for a guy who's had 200 season or 200 and something plus yards in 2 years. Not good. He was terrible. He was terrible as a receiver. He was terrible as a blocker. He had that one game. I don't remember exactly what game it was, but he had a wide open drop in the end zone. I think the Jets were down in that game. Maybe like the Chargers game or something like that. I forget exactly what game it was, but Uzama was not worth the contract. I said it on Twitter. It still blows my mind that he got more money than Conklin when Conklin was always the better player, always. So I don't necessarily understand free agency. Yeah, Chargers game. There you go. C Moon, what's your starting 5 O-line wish list? So again, transparently, it's hard to say like I prefer Cushenberry over Zeitler because I haven't necessarily watched them in terms of like watching every single snap that they've had. I would prefer Cushenberry because he's a little bit younger. So let's say Cushenberry at center, because that allows you to kick AVT to left guard. That allows you to have Tippmann at right guard where he played. I would say Latham at right tackle because you probably won't have to trade up, and I would sign the dotted line for him right now at 10. And then the left tackle is the left tackle's tough, man. It's going to be, maybe it's like a Luminor or somebody like that, even though maybe a Luminor played right tackle, because Tyron Smith sounds great. He may be elite for 12 or 13 games, What about those other 4 games? What happens if he gets injured week 17 and he misses the playoffs? So I'm concerned with Tyron Smith and how much money he's going to get. I'm a little bit concerned with Nwenu. Just thinking back, and I think maybe Rivka wrote an article about it or something, or somebody wrote an article about it, but he's not necessarily the best fit in terms of, and I have to actually look at his movement skills, but apparently he's not the best mover. And in a wide zone, zone-based system, that's opposite of the Pats, more gap-based system. He hasn't had to move in space a lot more. So does he necessarily fit the Jets system? So I'm a little bit concerned about that. Jonah Williams, I think he might get overpaid a little bit because of his name. I don't think the name has matched the pay. So kind of pick your poison there, but like one of those guys at tackle. I don't really have like a wish list at left tackle. But maybe it's like a Luminor or somebody like that. Just like a solid guy. Give me like a Luminor and Fant. And then you have both of those guys competing for left tackle, which actually, if you guys can look it up, did Luminor play left tackle or right tackle? Because I know he's a popular name with Jets fans right now. I forget if he played left tackle or right tackle. But yeah, something like that. Cushenberry, Latham, and then again Jonah Williams and Nwenu, something like that. Draft Bowers at 10. Yeah, I'm not there. I am not there. Do you like Cam Robinson or Bulls after a trade down for left tackle? A trade down? I don't know what you necessarily. I don't know what you mean by trade down. In terms of Cam Robinson, the thing with Cam Robinson is he got a pretty big contract, and now he's on the outs with the Jaguars. So if he's that good, why are they trying to get rid of him? So you're a little bit concerned about that. But if the Jaguars just have 2 stud tackles and they beat him out, and you're talking about a really, really solid tackle, and Cam Robinson's maybe just average to plus average, like I'll sign the dotted line for average. Is Cam Robinson average? Okay, give him to me. Garrett Bowles, with the Broncos, I think he's okay as well. Do they try to get rid of him? Another option. I'm completely fine with either one of those guys as of right now. I'd have to look into it more. I might be like, dude, I cannot believe they traded a 5th round pick or a 4th round pick for Garrett Bowles. This guy sucks. So Drake May is there at 10 when you take him. Absolutely not. A friend of mine who is a Cowboys fan told me Tyron has a bad back. Yeah, he's been injured a ton, and I think a lot of the injuries are around the back, so it's concerning. I think he's young. He's not Dwayne Brown's age. I think he's like 34, 35, maybe even 36. He's a couple of years younger. And his play is still elite when he's on the field, but you're talking about a massive risk in terms of a signing because the Jets have a terrible history with injuries. And now you're going to sign a guy who the biggest concern about him is his injuries. And I'd rather be more safe. Like, again, I'd rather be more safe and do a Luminor. And then, let's say Tyron Smith costs, I don't know, let's say $20 million. Could you sign a Luminor for 12 and Fant for 6 as like a really expensive swing tackle? Is that the better bet? And then you have, at least sustainability because at some point Tyron Smith is going to go down. So would you rather have, again, guys who are going to be more consistent and then a really, really good swing tackle in Fant, So is Cam Robinson definitely getting released? If he is, spend whatever on him. If it's the only way to guarantee good pass for the most important spot, is he? But again, who are the other tackles? Like, why is he getting jettisoned out of there? I don't know. Drake May is going top 3. Yeah, I don't think he's trading. He's going to fall down to 10. And if he did fall down to 10, like you trade out of that spot pretty much immediately and get whatever you can. But it seems like if anything, quarterback JJ McCarthy is going to be in that top 4 of quarterbacks. So then you have 6 players past that. You have. I'm hoping at least I think all fans are hoping for at least one of the 4 tackles there. And if you have 4 quarterbacks, you only need 2 other spots. Harrison's going, and neighbors are definitely going, in my opinion. So one of those 4 tackles is going to be there. Now who? I don't know. I would prefer to have Latham out of those guys. Did you touch on Allen Robinson yet? I have not, but what did anything happen? Did something happen with Allen Robinson or what? But like Allen Robinson, let's look at what he's done in recent years. A few years ago, I was all for it. Right now, kind of depends. He was on the Steelers. Yeah. Okay. Like you're talking about 410 yards in 2021, 339 in 2022, and 280 last year. Now I get that that would go up with Aaron Rodgers, but from what I've watched of him recently, just like seeing him in games, he looks super, super slow. So No, you're not going to do. I would say no to the Allen Robinson thing. He got released. Is that why? Yeah, he got released for a reason. He got like 250 yards last year. So, do you think a trade up for Neighbors could be worth it? If they were to now, Matt, like, you know what I'm going to ask you, what's your free agency? You know, like, did you get, if you got both tackles, let's say, okay, that plan worked, or let's say that plan didn't work. Let's say you get Fant, Illuminor, and another guy. Or no, it's probably, you probably need more than that. Let's say you get like Illuminor and Jonah Williams, and okay, you have two tackles, and you sign Cushenberry. Like Joe Douglas just puts his balls on the offensive line free agency market, and he signs three guys there. Okay, now we're talking. You know, now I'm willing to trade up, but like how many spots? How much are we giving up? Would I give up a first and our third to move up to, I don't know, like 7 or 8 for Neighbors? Me personally, if they signed offensive linemen, I might be willing to. I think Neighbors is that good. Like, I really, really like Neighbors. So I would be willing to do something like that. But I don't see a way where they address enough holes in free agency that allows them to be so kind of not careless, but they can just give away a third-round pick. Because in that situation, like, okay, we figured out the offensive line in free agency. Who's playing safety? Who is playing defensive tackle? You need 2 or 3 of those guys. You need 3 defensive tackles right now, a starting one, and then two depth guys, one of them being a run stuffer. You need a running back too. You probably need a tight end 2 or 3. So yes, but with a lot of contingencies. Maybe a long shot. No, I haven't. Davius, Richard. This is like, I know Dom's season here sometimes. These are questions to ask like guys who just dive into the draft like 24 hours a day and apparently, maybe 365 for some of those guys. I can't. Job, the website, the film stuff, plus a baby. Do I know who Davius Richard is? No, I don't. I do not. So, let's keep going through some of the stuff. Another thing I want to mention too, Broncos fire sale. Some people talk about the Cortland Sutton move and could the Jets do that? That's a move that I know Ryan from Jets talked about that up a while ago. I think we might have been texting about it or something like that. But he's a guy who I think his rookie year, his second year, had like 1,100 yards. And then in recent years, he's had, anywhere from like 900 to 700, but like 750 last year, 800 the year before that, 900 the year before that. So he's, in my opinion, a very solid number 2 wide receiver. And so many people are like, oh, I wouldn't give a 4th round draft pick for that guy. No freaking way. You could just get this guy in the 4th round. If any GM knew that the 4th round receiver was going to be as good as Cortland Sutton, they're not lasting into the 3rd round. They're going to be a 1st or 2nd round pick. Like guys who are just as good as Cortland Sutton don't just last into the 4th round. Now, could that guy be better than Cortland Sutton? 1,000% he could be better than Cortland Sutton. If you, but with that being said, there's a lesser chance there's a better chance he's not Cortland Sutton than he is Cortland Sutton or better. So in a year where you want to guarantee and at least have, like some solidified position groups, having Cortland Sutton and Garrett Wilson's a very good one too. I'm not gonna say it's like upper tier, but it's very, very solid. Dude, do it. Like I would do it in a second for a 4th round pick. I might even consider, I'd probably pull the trigger on a 3rd round pick. Again, what is the chance that 3rd round pick is going to be better than Cortland Sutton in the next 2 years? Probably pretty damn slim, realistically. I know people get attached to these names and you love these names. There's 15% of the prospects in the 3rd round will work up or will work out. So Cortland Sutton, sign me up. I would definitely do it for Cortland Sutton. I think it's like $13-14 million the next 2 years, which for a receiver 2, for an upper echelon receiver 2, that's a really good price. Yoshi says bring back Foley. Yeah, Foley at D tackle. He got cut for $5 million with the Jags. Now I think he got he got a multiple year deal with the Jags, like 3 years, $30 million. It was like somewhere around $10 million. So maybe his play has fallen off a little bit, and even if it has, Foley 1 year, $6 million, $5 million. Yeah, I'd be more than willing to bring Foley back for that run stuff and roll. My plan at D tackle, something like that. Bring back Solomon Thomas. He was actually pretty solid last year as a rotational guy. Bring back Foley for that Al Woods role, that run stuffer, and bring back Quentin Jefferson. You don't need to get fancy there. Same thing for we talked about safety before. Safety can be just as simple as bringing back Ashton Davis, bringing back Chuck Clark, Tony Adams, and then another, random guy, JVC, whoever it may be. Or hey, again, like I said, that safety market this year is wild. Jeremy Chin, Cameron Curl, Justin Simmons, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Poyer, potentially Hyde. I don't know. I forget Hyde off the top of my head. Darnell Savage, who's fallen off a little bit, but still like solid. So there are lots of safeties out there. So maybe the Jets can splurge a little, not splurge, but actually spend smartly at safety and get a freaking, I don't know, whoever it may be. Blitz crew, this is a question that was asked last week, and I specifically highlighted it because me and Damian Woody went at it a little bit just a tiny bit on Twitter, just like a little back and forth. And I showed 36 plays of him, Blitz crew, at a certain point in last stream. I don't know. I don't think you're here, obviously. With that being said, it was ugly. It was very, very ugly last year for Carter Warren. On the review on the plays I brought up, he was getting abused, just abused. Absolutely not. Start unequivocally 0% chance. Carter Warren as a backup tackle is extremely concerning to me this year. And I get that you can't have a great backup at every position and all this stuff, but Carter Warren's not enough. Not in a year where we're hoping it's Super Bowl or bust. If one of those guys can't go down, Tyron Smith and Carter Warren starting for you in a must-win game, good luck, because he was brutalized last year. Brutalized. Who should the Jets sign for a backup quarterback, spending $2 to $4 million? You're talking about like $2 to $4 million. It might outprice you a little bit there. I don't think you're getting Jacoby for that, or you're definitely not getting Jacoby for that. That's probably where I think Jacoby's probably above what I think the Jets should pay for. Jacoby's a great option, but do you want to pay $10 million for a backup quarterback? Gardner Minshew might be $7-8 million. That might even be a little bit too expensive. I'm probably more so in the range of like, give me a Tyrod Taylor for 1 year, $5 million over spending $10 million on, a Jacoby. So I'm kind of in the Tyrod for 1 year, $5 million, something like that. Matt Houston said, Sutton is great, but doesn't he hate Hackett? Didn't I see him talking mad? I didn't see him talking any shit on about Hackett, because really at this point, like, people are so delving into so much Twitter shit that would have been out there already, in my opinion. So maybe I just didn't see it and you did, Matt. That's obviously possible. I don't think so. And with that being said, it's like, listen, one, you're trading for him, so he doesn't really have an option. And two, I'm sure he's going to realize, hey, I was playing with Nate Hackett and Jared Stidham or whoever the hell they have over there, Brett Ripien. Now we're playing with Aaron Rodgers. A little bit different. And he's not the head coach now. He's the OC. So I don't think that affects it much, if at all, Hackett being here. Now, maybe if he really hates him, then fine. But everybody knows it's Rodgers' offense. It's not Hackett. And in terms of some of the fire sale stuff, the Bills, like I said, who are taking a backseat now, maybe potentially in the division. They cut some special teams guys. They cut Tre'Davious White. They cut Gabe Davis isn't going to be back. Mitch Morse is not going to be back. So the Bills are falling off a little bit, which is freaking great news for the Jets, because obviously we're going to play them twice this year, and hopefully we beat them twice this year. Past that, Kevin Dotson, I believe his name is Kevin Dotson, probably the top guard on the market, signed with the re-signed with the Rams. I think it was $16 million a year. I think it was 3 years, 48, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty good money for a guard. But one of the top options off the market. And then past that, the only other notes I have, unless I'm forgetting anything, is that the Jets were just awarded, I think a couple of hours ago, 2 7th-round picks and a 6th-round comp pick. So the Jets have, I forget the amount of picks. Now they have what? A first, a third, 2 4ths, a 5th, a 6th, just 1 6 because that's the comp pick, and then 3 7ths, if I'm not mistaken. Does anybody know that? Is it a first, a third, 2 4ths, a 5th, a 6th, and 3 7ths? Is that do I have the correct formula there? If somebody can check that, that'd be awesome. Because I don't know. Is Becton gone? Bald God? Yeah, he is. I would imagine so. His play wasn't great last year. He specifically commented on 2 things that are criticizing the coaching staff. One was about Keith Carter, basically sucking, and him like saying like, this is so funny. And then there's another incident like last week or 2 weeks ago where basically somebody said like, oh, the Jets leaked the game plan, and it was something about like a crayon or crayon writing on a napkin. And Becton commented and was like, oh, this is so funny. So I give a guy who's like actively calling out the coach, not actively calling out the coaching staff, but commenting on things that are calling out the coaching staff and saying it's funny. Probably not the best look, so I severely doubt he's gone or he's back. So goodbye, Becton. You think they could make a package for Sutton and Bowles, maybe a first round pick swap would help. What is Bowles? Let's see what Garrett Bowles, what is his contract though, fellas? Garrett Bowles contract. Why are they trying to get rid of him? 4-year, $68 million deal. He signed that in November. So this year he is owed 2024. He's owed $20 million. Dead money is $4 million. So you trade for him. He costs you $16 million. Assuming that he's a plus average starter, which I kind of know him to be like an average to plus average starter, would you trade a pick for him? Like, would you trade, they're pick 12, right? Like, would you trade? And I'll probably sign the dotted line for this right now. Again, it's hard to think on the spot, and maybe it would even cost more because why, if they're getting rid of Bowles, are they going to be asking a lot? But like, would you trade 10 for 12 and our 3rd round pick? And then maybe like a sweetener of a 5th or a 6th round pick or something like that. 10 to 12 and a 3rd round pick for Garrett Bowles and Sutton. And then again, if you really had to add a 5th or a 6th, okay, we can add that onto the top of it. But would you guys do it? Because I would do that. Like 100% I would do that. Then you have at least decent to solid left tackle. You have a good receiver too. Sign another, sign your D tackles like we talked about. Sign your safety. Get your tight end 3, get a running back 2, and let's freaking move into the draft. Like I'm cool with that. That's assuming that Bowles hasn't dropped off significantly in the last couple of years. But for what I just outlined, he's 32 years old. He's actually a little bit older than I thought he was. I remember a lot of people getting drafted now who are older. But yeah, I think it's possible for sure. If they're doing their fire sale, like it seems like they are, I think that's a possibility. 12 to 10, that's probably the value of like a 3rd round pick. Right? Like draft value chart, probably like a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick. Let's say it's a 4th round pick to move up from 12 to 10. Cause that sounds a little bit more right. That would be us trading a 3rd and a 4th round pick for Sutton and Bowles. Okay. Let's see the draft value chart. Oops, sorry. Draft tech value chart. Was I right? Like how much is that difference between 12 and again, this is not any scientific, algorithm here, but from 12 to 10 is a difference of 100, and 100 is about a late 3rd round pick to a 4th round pick. Yeah. So you're trading pick like 67 or whatever. Just an early 3rd and a 4th round pick for Garrett Bowles and Sutton. If I had to say right now, would I do it? I would say yes. Right? Like if Bowles was in free agency, would you sign him? Would you sign him for $16 million? And the tackle market, again, it's not great. Jonah Williams, there's questions. Tyron Smith, there's questions. And Wendu, there's questions. So interesting question. I really like that one. I didn't think about Bowles. I didn't know he was being rumored to be let go of or whatever it may be. So let's see. McCole Hardman in the chat. Okay. What O-line? None. They're not going to change their O-line coach, unfortunately. Drew Lock as a backup? No. I want to spend most of the money on O-line and weapons. Yeah. And past that, again, a safety for $4 or $5 million, a couple of D tackles between $5 and $10 million. Okay. So, and Tony, the Jets GM says it's Jets chaos. If the Jets are playing a backup quarterback, the season is over anyway. Yes, but that statement covers way too much ground, Tony. And I think you know that. If Aaron Rodgers is out for season and Jacoby Brissett or let's say Tyrod Taylor is playing in the playoffs, yes, the Jets season is over anyway. If Aaron Rodgers goes down in week 18 because he sprained his pinky or whatever, a finger laceration, and the Jets are playing whoever they're playing week 18 for the number 1 spot in the conference, and now we're running out Trevor Siemian and we lose, I'm going to be pissed. So, yeah, it's important because Rodgers may go down for 2 or 3 games. Yes, if Rodgers goes down for half the season of the playoffs, yes, we are fucked. But all injuries are different. And if he's going to miss 2 or 3 games, you need to back up because the Jets may be legitimately competing for the division. So what if that 1 game is the difference between the division being the 2 or 3 seed and being the 5 or 6 and having to play on the road versus at home in the playoffs, right? So I don't know. Dakota got banned from Jake Asman. Okay. There you go. I'm thoroughly enjoying the Bills and the Dolphins. Yeah, John Hassel's a good point too, because Christian Wilkins might be leaving the Dolphins as well. So I think Xavier Howard was gone as well, which he sucked anyway at the end. But Wilkins is a big deal, even though he didn't show up in the Chiefs game. But still, yeah, it's nice to see them. It's nice to see them. So Jets have okay. Thank you, Larry. They have a 1, a 3, a 4, a 4, a 6, a 7, a 7, a 7. Oh, really? So they didn't have a 6th or a 7th before this? So they didn't have a 5th, a 6th, or 7th before this. That's not true, right? I don't think that's true. I think they might have had some other extra picks, Larry. Maybe you're right though, but I thought they had a 5th or at least a 7th. I don't know. Or no, sorry, they already had a 7th. So they got awarded 2, right? So they got awarded 2 7ths. So you're saying they only had a 1, a 3, a 4, a 4, and a 7? I thought they had a 5 though. Maybe. Bald God says, "Do you think we get Devontae?" I don't. I think he stays. I think he stays. I do. And then what are you trading for him? Like, would you rather have the capital that you're going to save? Let's say, I don't know what the difference is, $10 million. Would you rather have Ridley and Cushenberry and then like another backup or Devontae? I don't know. I think you got booted probably, Dakota, because you're spamming Brock Bowers and Odell. And I've already kind of addressed this, I don't know. Yeah. Bowles is a salary cap issue for the Broncos. 10 for 12 in Bowles. I would do 2 spots for a starting tackle. Sure. Now let's throw that another 3rd or 4th round pick in there and get Sutton too. I'm cool with it. Yeah, Dakota, you're spamming. That's why you got booted. I 100% see that now. Or did you sniff some coke today? Or you usually don't do that stuff. Justin Simmons or Baker would make the defense you're talking about Buda Baker for the Cardinals, dude. Yeah, you're talking about an elite secondary. That is absurd. That's absurd. But I don't think you need to spend that much. I think the allocation of resources at that point is a little bit ridiculous, because like if you have a safety like Simmons who can make up for a corner, or you have a corner like Sauce or MC2 or Reed who can make up for the safety. But when both guys are so good, you're almost like wasting talent. Like you almost want like just like, and this is not actually true, but you almost want just like a decent safety with Sauce, because he can make up for that safety, make him a good safety. But if you get another great guy, Sauce can't make it up. So the guys are just gonna be like super, super locked down. So get me like a Chin, or I think Curl's gonna cost a lot. Those are 2 good options. I think Duggar's gonna be back with the Pat, or did he get tagged? I think he might have got tagged with the Pats, but one of those guys, again, Clark is another good option. 2 6s, my bad. Okay, so they have. Okay, so that's Blitz. So Blitz Crew updated it. Jets have a 1, a 3, a 4, a 4, a 6, a 6, and a 7 and a 7. Oh, so they don't have 3 7s. Okay. So they had a 1, a 3, a 4, a 6, and then they got a 6 and a 7th and a 7th. All right. Let's see. The 5 was lost in the Martin trade. You're right. Okay. Zach traded Chargers for a 6th round pick. I'm talking about right now? That did not happen. Or did it? If it did, hey, let me know. Mommy overpaying for a safety while losing Wilkins is good for us. Duggar was tagged. Yeah, Duggar was tagged. Okay, yeah, Duggar. Duggar is nasty. He is for sure nasty. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just give me a second. I'm going to log into my Jets X Factor accounts. Jets. I can't see the freaking computer with all this. JetsXFactor.com. So just give me a second, a little bit of a dead time, and I'm going to sign in, and then we are going to do it together. What I want to do is, again, ideally, if I could just have a poll up and have the poll only last for a minute, I would do that. But that's way too much clicking around. So what I'll do is, again, I'm just going to say, hey, this move, should we do it? And I'll say go. And after I say go, the first 3 yeses or the first 3 no's, whatever it is. Or again, yes or no, whichever reaches 3 votes, that's what we'll do. So say, hey, you guys want to trade, for Court and Sutton for a 3rd? You guys, no. Okay, we're not doing it. Yes. Okay, we're doing it. If you get what I'm saying. So, which I think you do, because you guys are not idiots. Let's move this. I'm moving some screens around so I can do this properly on my side. If you guys haven't, obviously, if you are a JetX member, $5 a month. If you pay for the year right off the jump, or $6 individually. you get this. You get this as well in the package, plus all the film reviews and everything else. Because the film reviews only give out like 20 minutes. They're really like 2 hours, which is kind of crazy, I know. But let's see. Visit site. Jets X Factor. Okay. Now I have to maneuver a little bit. I'm so used to going to this on my phone and not on the actual website. Okay. Should have probably pulled it up prior to this, right? All right, let me just do one more thing real quick. Twitter, I have to try to pull it up. I don't know why I'm not able to find the link right off the jump right now. At Jets X Factor Simulator. All right. Oh. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, guys. Why is it not working for me? Okay, here we go. I found the link. I'm just an idiot. All right, you be the GM. Let me move this over to here. Sorry, guys, for the delay. Again, probably should have pulled it up prior to, but sometimes you forget things. Okay. You be the GM. Let me make sure I can do this. Okay, cool. StreamYard Studio, and then I'm going to share it. Let me just go through the chat real quick and see what you. Okay, spamming. All right. I actually had a bald eagle fly over my car today in Ontario, not too far north of Buffalo or Niagara Falls. We got a lot of hawks by us, like hawks and like turkey vultures, but I don't know if we've ever had anything like that. No bald eagles here. All right. Video share screen, and we are on the Jets X Factor simulator. You guys can see it. Okay, cool. Let me pull this down, and then we're going to go. Again, I'll say go, and then 3 yeses or 3 nos. If there's not enough people in here, then I'll do 2 yeses or 2 nos, or the first yes or the first no. I guess we'll see. We'll see how this goes for Jets X Factor Simulator. Okay. There are certain things that I don't like. There's almost things I want to veto just because I feel that I feel like it's not going to happen. Like Devontae Adams, would it be fun to do it? Sure. Is it really going to happen? Probably not. So like, let's skip the things that are somewhat unrealistic. Sam Howell for a 6th round pick. I'm saying no. $2 Lou says no. I'm not doing it personally because he's not a backup to me. Like I want a guy who's a little bit more. Eagle says no. Okay, so bald. Yeah, okay. I got 4 no's there. Cortland Sutton for a 3. Go after go. So Matt Houston's no. I'm not counting you. Tony says yes. No. We got 1 no, 1 yes. We got 2 no's, 1 yes. We got 2 yeses, 2 no's. Next one wins. Yes. Okay. Beloved piece. You are you finished it. Just mess. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're doing it. That's based on you guys. Again, I would hope it could be like a 4 or a 4 and a little bit more. Is a 3 hefty? Yes. But again, ask yourself, what is the chance that 3rd round pick is going to be better than Cortland Sutton? 1 in general, and 2 within the first 2 years, because that's when it really matters. That's when it really matters. Okay. Back to trades. Let's see anything else. We said no to Sam Howell. Jerry Judy, we're not doing that after, right? Brandon Ayuk for our number 10. This is something that we're not going to do obviously now because we already have Sutton. I don't know about 10 straight up. If it was a thing where we could trade from 10 down to 30, or is it like pick 30 or pick 29? I would consider it. 10 straight up. No, we're not doing it, right? And Sutton's here anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. Garrett Bowles for a 1st round pick. Is that really what people are thinking is going to be for Bowles? Then I was way off, guys. So if you guys are listening to me before, like, oh, he's an idiot, it's going to take a lot more than that, then that makes sense, because a 1st round pick for Bowles, absolutely not. If you're talking like a 3rd round pick, okay, a 3rd round pick, yes. A 1st, no. For 10? Realistically, that should not be on here, right? That should not be on here. For Bryce Huff and a 4th, no. I'll talk for you guys. Tevin Jenkins, no. A 2nd and a 5th for Huff. We're not doing that, right? I'm hoping, me personally, I'm a re-sign Huff guy. So I will executive decision that. We're going to say no on that one. Bryce Huff, no. Now, with this being said, I'm going to ask this after I say go. If we do this trade, I plan on keeping Huff around. Okay? So go on this trade after Eagle. So we have 1 yes. I'm keeping Huff for this price. We have 2 yeses for a trade. We have 3 yeses. We have 1 no. We got about 4 yeses. Resign Huff. I'm not a JFM guy. Okay, we're trading Huff. Let's just see if we're trading for JFM. Hunter Renfrow in a 3rd versus Washington's 3rd. We already did the receiver thing. I'm not going to try to get too crazy here. Trading JFM. Okay. I'm with that too. I'm in line with you guys right now on our offseason so far. Huff versus JFM. I'm taking the pass rush. Pass rush is king to me. We're going to keep Huff. And then executive decision here. We're taking the 6th and the 7th over just the 6th for Zach Wilson. So we're going to accept the trade for Zach Wilson. I don't think we could do anything else. No. Okay. So now we're going to skip to free agency. Hell no. I don't know what you guys are talking about now. Okay. So skip to free agency. Now we are going to clear space first. And I'll just run through this, right? Like you guys don't really care, right? We're just trying to save some money. Jacuz Patrick, goodbye. Malik Taylor, $1 million. Goodbye. Cortland Sutton, $7 million, which is wild. Uzama was already cut for that, so we're going to save that. We are going to save money on Austin Deculus for almost $1 million. We are going to save. I don't want to get too happy here about it and do these too quick. Restructure Reed, extend Reed. I think that's realistic. We could go back up and restructure Mosley. How much? Let's restructure Mosley. I think it's in a restructure. You don't want to restructure Quinn in like first year into the contract. We're not going to do anything crazy like that. And then we're going to dump Blake and Tomlinson like we did in real life. We are going to then just clear. We don't need 2 kickers. We definitely don't need 2 kickers. Who else can we drop for a couple of almost $1 million? Tay Hayes, adios. And who else can we cut? No, I kind of like Chesterot a little bit. Manny Jones, out of here. Okay. We got rid of some guys. Cut Michael Clemens. We could do better for less. Yeah, Michael Clemens is a little bit too much bark for not a lot of bite, right? For what he actually does on the field. So now with all of those moves, restructuring, all that stuff, the Jets have $64 million in cap space. 64. We have to sign guys still. We are signing Bryce Huff. 4 years, $15 million a year. Yes, that's why we got rid of. That's executive decision, guys. That's why we got rid of JFM. There's no reason for not doing that. Carl Lawson, no, right? We're not doing that. Dwayne Brown, we are not doing that. I'll ask you guys questions when we need you guys. Jordan Whitehead, you guys are all going to say no as well because you guys are smart. None of that. Quentin Jefferson after John Hassel, yes or no? $4.5 million a year for Quentin Jefferson. Yeah, Eagle, Huff for $15 million. $15 million, you're signing him. Yes, you're signing him. Quentin Jefferson for $4.5 a year. Yes. Smart chat. He was good. He outplayed $4.5 million this year. Chuck Clark. Now, if we re-sign Chuck Clark, we're probably not going, and I'm not asking the question yet, so the yeses don't count or anything like that. For $2.5 million, he's a really good backup. Actually, no, we could sign it. We could, if it's only $2.5 million, if you had a safety room of Chuck Clark, Tony Adams, Ashton Davis, and then you sign another guy, dude, that is a ridiculously deep group. And with that being said, he's our 3rd linebacker as well. So he's a backup safety and a 3rd linebacker. I am doing it 1,000%. Me personally, I'll ask you guys: Chuck Clark after C Moon, yes or no? 3.5. It says 2.5. Okay, yeah, even if 3.5, I would do it for 3.5 too. But after John Hassel, we got 1 yes from NY Jet Superfan. I'm just waiting for more or less. Yes. Okay, we got 3 yeses. Boom. I'm with that as well. Yes. Smart. Greg Zerline, executive decision. We all agree. We had never had a kicker. Yes. Right. Solomon Thomas, 1 year, $3 million. maybe a little bit more than he had last year. What was it, like 2.5 for a solid rotational defensive lineman, which what he was last year. I would probably say yes, may here. After John Hassel though, yes or no? Yeah. Is he 36? Yeah, you might. Okay, so you got one yes. Okay. Is he 30? Yeah, Eagle thing. You might have caught on to that. I don't think he's 36, but nonetheless, he might be. I think he's 26. That was a typo. Justin Hardy after Andrew Yale. Yes or no? Oh, sorry. After Eagle thing. We got one yes for Hardy for 2.5, 2.6. Sorry. John Hassel's the first yes. That's the first one I'll count. Yes to Clark. Okay, you're a little bit behind KG. But we're doing Justin Hardy now for 2.6 mil. No. Okay. One yes, two no's. One yes, two no's on Justin Hardy. And no. Jets mess. Okay, you decide it. Connor McGovern, 1 year, 1.9. Me, I'm 1,000% yes for this, in my opinion. This is not saying that Connor McGovern even has a start. If you get him for 1.9 mil, like similar to what you did last year, he's a very, very good backup, and a very, very good backup is worth $2 million. I'm 1,000% yes for this. You guys are all yes. Okay, smart. I'm 1,000% with you there. Ashton Davis, $2 million. Safety 3 or 4. After Jets mess. I'll consider the yeses and the nos. After Jets, okay. We got one from Captain K Techno. We got yes for Andrew for backup. We got yes from Eagle. Yes. Okay, cool. I like doing this. Interactive. Connor. Thomas Morstead, he's going to get more than $1.5 million. Executive decision. We are a yes there. Al Woods, not an option. I think he retires. Bryce Hall, corner 4 or 5 for 1.1. I'm personally doing it. I think he's good depth. I know we got roasted a couple times, but I think he's generally underrated by fans. After Eagle on him. Yes. Okay. Yes. We got a no, but we got 3 yeses already. Becton, 1 year, $5 million. After Thomas Cahill. I'm a no here. We'll do after John. Holy shit, hold on. Yeah, for money. You guys are all here. Are you guys all yeses for Becton? Becton for 1 year, $5 million? That's like a depth guy? Is that what you guys are thinking? I'm going to go after Yale. We got no. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. Cool. Thank you. Kenny Yeboah. Can we just skip past this? We're going to skip past Kenny Yeboah. I'm sorry. Free agents. Yes to Connor. Yeah, you're slightly behind, KG. Fast forward, and then we'll be right on cue. Okay, so we got free agents, we got clear space. Now we're going to go into free agency. We'll just go down the position list. It's not like oh, Joe called quarterback right off the jump or anything like that. But quarterbacks, let's go to that. Let's start from the top, I guess. Let's start from the top of these quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, 1 year, $3 million. I think he's getting more for that. We're not even going to consider it. I don't think it's realistic. Jacoby Brissett, after KG, 1 year, $8 million. If you can sign up for 1 year, $8 million. How much money do we have left? 45 still, says Andrews Yale, based on what I just did. So Jacoby Brissett, 1 year, $8 million after Andrew Yale. Yes. Splurge a little bit. We got all yeses. We got Tyrod for 1 point. Okay. Jacoby Brissett, backup quarterback. He decided to sign elsewhere. Son of a bitch. That's how free agency works. No, it's too much. Okay. Tyrod Taylor, 1 year, $5 million after KG. After KG for Tyrod, 1 year, $5 million. I would do that. I think he's a perfectly fine backup quarterback who can win you a game. Past that, just you can scroll past other options. You got Mariota for 1 year, $5 million. Darnold for 1 year, $4 million. Jameis, 1 year, $6 million. Drew Lock, 1 year, $4 million. Baker, 1 year, $12 million. He's gonna get more than that. Gardner Minshew. I need a yes or I don't know how to do this now. Let's do Gardner Minshew first. Eagle says yes. Captain K Techno says yes. We got 2 yeses for Gardner. Yes. Okay. Oh, no, that was good morning. I like Minshew. Okay, so Matt, so we'll do Minshew. If he signs, he accepts. Gardner Minshew's our backup quarterback. We'll go to running back because I think the Jets do need a backup running back. We will I'll kind of give my thoughts on the list. And I'm going to skip past some guys at the top because I don't think it's possible. Josh Jacobs is getting more than 1 year, $6 million. Tony Pollard is getting more than 1 year, $4 million, in my opinion. Barkley is getting about that. Eckler is getting about that. Cordell Patterson, we're going to skip past that. That's not the answer. I might start from the bottom because I like the names on the bottom better. Yeah, let's start from the bottom here, fellas. Okay. I'm skipping past that. Antonio Gibson, after Joseph. He's our first option right now. Again, there are other guys out there. Remember that. So you can deny him and we can go through the rest of the list. After Joe, for Antonio Gibson, yes or no? 1 year, $3 million. Versatile, scat back. You got no. We got 2 no's so far. No. Okay. Next, we got Jerick McKinnon. We'll do after Beloved. After Beloved for Jerick McKinnon. Sorry, after Johnny Football for Jerick McKinnon because they kind of at the same time. Okay, so no. Probably going to be no. Fumbling. Okay, I'm with you guys. Latavius Murray, I'll skip past it. I don't think you guys are going to like that. Kareem Hunt. 1 year, $3 million. I feel like we're playing. We got no on Kareem Hunt. Okay. No. Okay. Damn. Matt Breida, 1.5. I'll skip that. J.K. Dobbins, 1 year, 2.5. I personally think he gets a little bit more than that, but after John Hassel for J.K. Dobbins. We got no. Wow. Cam Akers, I think he's going to want more than that. Amir Abdullah, no. DeAndre Swift, I think he's probably going to cost more than that. DeAndre Swift, 1 year, 4. We'll do after Johnny Football. No. Dobbins because of injuries. Okay. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we'll skip past that. You guys are going to want that. Zeke for 3. You guys want Zeke for 3? No. Yes. You guys want Zeke? Just keep giving me like yes or no's for Zeke. Because I don't know if you guys are like caught up. Yes, but unrealistic. Why unrealistic? He's like more of a power back. I don't think it's very unrealistic. Maybe he gets a little bit more. Yes, Zeke. You guys want Zeke? Who else is up here? Cordell Patterson, Austin Eckler's too much. So if you guys can give me like a yes to who you want, so just so I can get a better feel. You guys want Zeke? Do you guys want Swift? Just put like yes on a name if you could do that specifically, because I kind of been jumping around a lot. Whoever I get yes and their name first, the first 3 I'll go. Yes, Hunt. Yes, Elliott. Yes, Breida. The first 3 I count for a yes. I'll do it because we bounced around a little bit there. I was talking about Swift. Yeah, timing is off. We got 1 yes for Hunt. We got yes for Swift. We got 1 Hunt, 1 Swift. We got 1 for Zeke, 1 Hunt, 1 Swift, 1 Zeke. I'm trying to remember this. Yes to Dobbins. So we got 2 Dobbins. We got 2 Swifts, 2 Dobbins. 2 Swifts, 2 Dobbins. I need 1 more Swift or 1 more Dobbins. I have 1 Zeke. Let's see. Waiting. Dobbins. Okay, we got 3 on Dobbins. We'll try to sign Dobbins first, and then Swift. Even though 4, I agree with you, Matt. I think it's more going to be like more 5 or 6, but we'll try to do Dobbins first because that's what the chat said. With that injury risk, he signs on elsewhere. We will go to your guys' other guy. We will go to Swift for 1 year, 4. Let's see if he signs with us. Nope, none of these guys want to play behind him, behind our Brees. We'll go to Hunt. Hunt was another option. Hunt elsewhere. Zeke. We'll go Zeke. He's the next guy. He might be the only guy who you guys really would even want. Zeke. Okay. Who else now, guys? Who else? We got Gus Edwards. We got Jerick McKinnon. I'm vetoing the top guys like right there. I really do not think that's going to happen. But Gus Edwards, Clyde, Cam Akers, Jerick McKinnon, Gibson. Who do you guys want? Gibson? Give me a Gibson. Give me a Gibson. Edwards. Gibson, Edwards are probably the most realistic ones. Clyde. Gibson. We got 1 for Clyde, 1 Gibson. We got 2 on Gibson. We'll try Gibson. We got 2 on Gibson. I'm not going to try to do this forever on Gibson. Yes, for Gibson. Okay. So all those guys rejected. They don't want to play with Brees. Okay, I understand it. Gibson. Oh my God. All right. I guess we'll skip it, but then we don't have anybody. John Hassel. Who else? Who's going to be our backup running back? I might sign one executively here and just take a guy. McKinnon, Latavius Murray, Matt Breida, ugh. Cam Akers, ugh. Abdullah, ugh. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Gus Edwards. Nobody. Okay. We'll move on to the draft. Somebody else is out there. Josh Jacobs. That's not happening. Okay. Wide receiver. Mike Evans is gone. That is not an option. Odell Beckham, 1 year, $11 million. I will executively veto that. It is not happening. Curtis Samuel. Actually, let's start with Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley should be in here. He's the big fish, right? So let's go to Calvin Ridley first. Calvin Ridley, again, I think some of the numbers are off. I do. But after Yoshi for Calvin Ridley. Ridley, no. We got one no for Ridley. I think Ridley's going to be more $16, $17 million. So I wouldn't say 1 year 12. I'd say like 1 year 18. We got a yes. We have a yes for Ridley and a no for Ridley. For that price, I think you jump on it. I think it's going to be more than that. We got yes. We got 2 yeses. Okay. Captain K Techno and John Hassel. Oh, we have Sutton. Matt Houston. Yes. True. I apologize. Good. Thank you, Matt Houston. You reminded us. So do you want to sign like a lesser option? I'll bring up some lesser options. This is receiver 3. Curtis Samuel, yes or no? Understand we already traded for Sutton. So that would be $26 million. $26 million. So after Andrew, keep in mind, Sutton's making like $14 million, whatever it is. But him as a 3 for $11 million, you have Garrett Wilson, Sutton, and Curtis Samuel. That's a good friggin'. John Hassel says yes. Johnny Football says yes. We got 2 yeses for Samuel. We're not going to need to draft a receiver. Yeah, okay. You guys are all saying yes. Curtis Samuel accepts. We got 2 no's right after, but dude, that's receiving corps, Garrett Wilson, Curtis Samuel, and Sutton. We don't need anything else there. Tight end. This is one that's interesting. I think the Jets may sign a guy like to like a lesser contract. So I'll go through some of the lesser contract guys. I don't think Ruckert's proven enough yet to be tight end 2. I'll ask you for just because this is a guy who I think is actually realistic. Robert Tonyan Jr. has familiarity with Rodgers. I think he was like a 400 or 500 guy with him. Cap space. Oh, actually, you're right. We have 26 million. Let's do offensive line first. We might have fucked ourselves on that one. We got Thomas. We got Jefferson back. Okay. Let's do tackles. You're right. You guys are right. Save more money. O-line. Yep. Okay. Trenton Brown. I'm going to go through some of the options. We got Yash Niman, whatever his name, George Fant for $7 million, Illuminor for $7.5 million, Donovan Smith. I'm trying to Cam Fleming, Kendall Lamb, Chris Hubbard, Chuma Adoga, Cam Irving, Matt Pert. Onwenu is a guard in this, but we can put him at, David Bakhtiari, Aleric Jackson, Cam Robinson. Let's start with Cam Robinson. We're talking about him a little bit. We'll start with Cam Robinson. Yes or no? Cam Robinson, 3 years, $45 million, $15 million in cap space for Cam Robinson. Yes or no, above or below Andrew Yale for him? Is Cam Robinson not an option here? Yeah, Matt Houston, he is right here. We got a no. We got 1 no for Cam Robinson. We got a yes. We got 1 no, 1 yes. We got 2. Okay, Cam Robinson. He accepts. Cam Robinson is our tackle. I'm assuming we're going to draft the guy at 10. I'm going to go to the interior offensive line now. If you Ezra Cleveland already signed somewhere. Now, who do we want? I'll go through the most popular guys amongst Jets fans at first for interior offensive line. There's not enough space for some guys. Note that down. Risner. Okay, let's start at the top. Zeitler, we don't have 12 mil. How much do we have? 11 mil. Okay. Maybe signing Samuel wouldn't be that smart. Connor Williams, Andre James, James Hurst, Vitae, Dalton Risner, Graham Glasgow. I don't know where you guys are feeling on that. Like, what are you guys feeling in terms of like what guys? Throw out some names because I don't want to just assume who you guys want to sign. Cleveland, Larson, Try Turner, Dakota Glasgow. We got a Glasgow in there. Cushenberry. We don't have enough space for Cushenberry. Shelton, Dotson. We don't have enough for Tyler Biadish. John Runyon. We all read Nani a little Hurst. Hurst? Okay. Glasgow. let's start with Glasgow then, because I guess, or let's start with Hurst, because that's who Nani, I guess, is sporting. Where is he? Jonah Jackson, Lewis, Try Turner. Oh, I'm trying to find Hurst for you guys. Hunt, Feliciano, Win. Where the hell is this guy? James Hurst, 2 years, $6 million. James Hurst, you guys want him? After Dakota, we'll do it. After Dakota. After Dakota. And there's some things they can do in terms of the cap, like dead money and moving that around. We got one yes for James Hurst. Cheap as fuck. Yes. Okay. He decided to sign elsewhere anyway. So screw you guys. He doesn't want to be here. We'll just go down the list, I guess. Connor Williams, he was just released from the he was on the Cowboys and then the Dolphins last year. Connor Williams. We got I'll count one yes, Harry W for Connor Williams. One yes. Andrew, yeah, also says Glasgow. Back to beat it. Okay, fine. I'll let you guys bully me here. I'll go to Glasgow. Glasgow's been mentioned a lot. I'll go to Glasgow. Graham Glasgow. After Johnny Football for yes or no. We got a no. We got a yes. Abstain. Okay, so we got one yes, one no for Graham Glasgow. Joe, am I good? Yeah, Dakota. I think you just said you got. I didn't ban you or anything like that. I didn't do anything. Yes. Okay. So Graham Glasgow decided to sign elsewhere. We will go to our other guy who we wanted again, and this will happen in free agency. We will get denied. Who is the guy who one of you guys just said you guys wanted? Damn. Morrison, Try Turner, Damian Lewis. Where's your boy? John Simpson, Coleman Shellman, Dotson. Okay, Tyler Biadasz. John says yes. Biadasz, it's a sign. Maybe more realistic too here, $7 million. JB, would you be interested in bringing Mitch Morrison? Yeah, I would. I would do that. Move Tippmann. We got one Biadasz. Yes, pick someone good. Yeah, again, right? See, I'm kind of with you. We got a couple. Okay, Tyler Biadasz. Now, we don't have a lot of money, so I don't think we can do anything at safety. But listen, if we didn't do anything at safety, we brought our D tackles back, and we have Curtis Samuel and Cortland Sutton. Let's see if we can afford anything at safety and kind of just flub it a little bit. Because realistically, you need like that $8 to $10 million for your draft for any unexpected, cost in during the season. With that being said, can we flub it a little bit and maybe sign a safety here? Maybe. Like just add another guy to the mix. Let's see who we could afford at this point, and we're really stacking the team. Curse wouldn't be like a bad guy for depth. Competing. Duggar, no. Deshaun Elliott, Geno Stewart. Everybody's gonna be priced out. Gilman, no. Cam Curl, no. Jamal Adams, I'll do it. No, I'm gonna ask you guys. Jamal Adams, 1 year, $3 million. 1 year, $3 million. I'm praying you guys say what I want you to say. Okay. No, hell no. Okay. F safety, D tackles, my view. Lando. So with the D tackles, whoever brought that up from John Hassel, we already re-signed Quentin Jefferson. We already brought back Solomon Thomas, and we already and I think we need a run stuffer. Yeah, we need to run something D tackle. Would you guys want to sign J-Ron Curse as a vet safety to back up our guys, be like our safety 3 after Dakota? We'll do J-Ron Curse if you guys want that. Yes, no, maybe so. That doesn't count. But this is the cherry on top of the offseason. Maybe we can find. We got a yes. If we can get denied here, maybe go to D tackles. Curse, yes. We got 2 yeses, 1 no. One from Captain K Techno. Yes. Okay. He decided to sign elsewhere. Let's see if we can get a really cheap, like run stuffing D tackle in the house here. I don't think there's going to be anybody. Which, by the way, realistic name. Watch Fletcher Cox, because for some reason the Jets wanted to sign him for a lot of money last year. But Austin Johnson. Let's see if I might even not recognize Javon Kinlaw. Got $4 million to do that. Sebastian Joseph, Raekwon Davis, John Jenkins, Maurice Hurst, Jonathan Harris. Let's be somewhat realistic. We'll go into the draft with a need at D tackle. Okay, is that fine with you guys? We'll go into the draft at this point, $5 million ish. Kinlaw. Yeah, I'm gonna save that money. Do we really need another vet safety? Says John. No, I don't think so. But discussed it. Didn't happen. Start draft. Okay, so we have basically it's Fashanu or oh my god, who did I just draft? If I drafted anybody, fuck, that annoys the shit out of me. I don't know who I just drafted there. That's the problem. Can you guys vote in the chat and we'll just kind of say that we did. Can I go back? Is there a way to go back? That hurts. History. Who did I pick? That is balls. That is absolute balls. Who did we take? The Jets are hammered. Romo Dunze. Okay. So what I want you guys to say in the chat is the first one to get 3, Latham, Fuaga, or hold on, did he go after us? Did Fuaga go after us? Latham, Fuaga. Okay. Yes to whoever gets the first 3, Latham, Fuaga, Fashanu. Whoever you say yes to is the guy we actually got there. I just fucked up. That's my fault, fellas. Whoever gets the first 3 yeses of those guys are who I'll say at the end. Can't believe I just did that. I'm fine with it. You're not fine with it doing say if we have Curtis Samuel. So we got 1 Fuaga, 1 Fashanu. Okay. 1 Fuaga, 1 Fashanu. No Lathams. And me, it's Latham. Latham. Okay. 2 for Latham. I like it. 2 Latham, 1 Fashanu, 1 Fuaga. Can't believe I just did that. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Fatanu. We're talking about like Fatanu from Washington. Okay. Fuaga. We got 2 Fuaga, 2 Latham. Fuaga. Okay, Fuaga. Oh, actually, Latham came in before, right? Latham. Yep, Latham. Latham is it. Latham's the pick there. I'm sorry. I screwed up. Okay. So we got JC Latham at 10. We have Curtis Samuel, Courtland Sutton as the receivers. Did we get Tunyon? Did we get rejected there or no? I think we did. I don't know if we got him. Players, who's available? Okay. I think so my only problem here, guys, is it's kind of hard to say like yes to this name or no to this name. And again, transparency. I don't know a lot of these guys. So I want you guys to just say like yes and then a name, and then I'll count the first 3 names. So do you guys want Walker there to be your receiver 4? Do you want an interior defensive lineman, Dorless, if you guys know a lot about him, or Horo? Who do you guys want? We got Rook from John. So we got Ruck. Fiske. Is Fiske in there? Fiske's is gone already, right? Like by far. Fiske's like a first round guy, right? Am I crazy? Interior defensive line says that. Says beloved piece. We'll count his toward the first D tackle. Ruck or check. Okay, so we'll go Ruck. We'll go with the D tackle. All right, am I crazy? Where is this guy? Okay, so we're going to D tackle. D tackle. So now we really don't have any needs at this point. Like at this point, you're kind of just drafting to draft, like whoever our best players are. But with that being said, we did not get a running back in free agency. So keep that in mind. And I don't know if this Audric Estime guy is worth this pick or not, but keep that in mind. Roman Wilson, Audric Estime. So running back. Okay, so you have 2 running backs. We got a Roman Wilson from John Hassel. So we got 2 for the running back, 1 for the receiver. There's Rattler there too, if you guys are interested in that. Wilson, definitely. Okay, so we got 2 Wilson, 2 running backs. 3 running backs. Okay. And John says, so the John, I was going to say that, by the way, and Dakota as well. It seems like you guys are high on Roman Wilson, so let's just say he's not here. He was gone. We take the running back. And Roman Wilson is still here. It is fate. We get Roman Wilson as well. He falls. He was doing something. Pre-combine, he was, I don't know. He was doing something with McCole Hardman, and just being with McCole Hardman sketch people out, and they do not want to draft him now because McCole Hardman is that sketchy. We stacked, dude. It's a good team. Okay. I don't know how many picks we have. So this is picks. So this is the 6th round. So we have 2 6, 2 7. So we still have a bunch of picks to just pick random freaking guys. So if you guys want like a developmental tackle, we could do a developmental tackle. We could do an interior offensive lineman, Drake Nugent. We could do Frank Gore Jr. We could do Kenny Logan Jr. if you guys want another safety to add to the mix as like our 4th safety. So what are you guys thinking in terms of who you guys want? I would say safety, the tackle. I can see another running back like Frank Gore. I could see a quarter. I can honestly see in a corner at this point. We did resign Bryce Hall in the situation. So just say some names out here. We need safety depth. So Matt's for the safety. The tackle, I'll go with Pearl. So we got 1 safety, 1 Pearl, Frank Gore Jr. So we got 1-1-1. That's your call, or not mine. That's great. So we got tackle and we got safety vote. That's how I'll consider that. Safety, 2 safety vote, 1 tackle vote. Sort by position. Tight end. Sort by position, but what? Yes to safety. We'll go safety. I'm seeing enough in the safety room here, and this is our 4th safety, Gore Jr. Okay. Oh, and we still have the picks right after. So now Gore Jr., Nugent, I like his name. Do you guys want Gore Jr., Pearl? Do you want Drake Nugent? What do you guys have? Should I just go or dude? I don't know, but the tackle depth is good. The only problem with tackle depth in this situation is we signed a tackle, but right now our backups are Carter Warren and Max Mitchell. Let's do that. Let's do Pearl. Let's do the tackle. We got to get a guy. Yeah, tight end or Nugent is the center. Okay. Nugent's the center. This is our 7th round picks. We have 2 7ths or 3 7ths. Should I draft this corner? Okay. Executive decision. I am drafting this corner because his name is Storm Duck. And that's it. I don't care what anybody says. That's why I did that. We have maybe 2 picks left. Yeah, we have 2 thirds or 2 7ths. So is any name I see out there you guys say like, oh, I really like that guy. You guys want me to check a position like a quarter? Like, is there a developmental quarterback or something? Austin Reed, Kenan Slavis, Brandon Armstrong, Carter Bradley. Tight ends, I think somebody asked for before. Gavin Bartholomew, Austin Stogner, Trey Knox. Developmental quarterback. QB. Oh, Andrew Yale wants the. Okay, I got you, Andrew. I'll do that. We got quarterback with the last pick for Andrew Yale, so he could potentially be Brock Purdy, the new Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know if there's anybody you guys like here. Obviously we're pretty late into the draft, right? So, is there a way for me to go back to why is it only, I don't know why it's not letting me, no, we'll just pick a random guy because who gives a shit? Steel Chambers. We got Steel Chambers and Storm Drain or whatever his name is doing it. 7th round pick 36. So this is not the last one. I'm going to pick cool names. DBs. Corners, John. Charles Woodson. Okay. We got Charles Woodson as well. Oh, whatever. We can get a developmental quarterback. So our team would be ignore Roman Dunze. So at starting tackle, we have Cam Robinson. We have Cam Robinson, AVT. Did we sign 2 interior offensive defense? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hold on. Let me see. Who's our other interior offensive lineman that we signed? Okay, yeah. So we have, Cam Robinson, left tackle. AVT, left guard. Biadaz, center. Titman, right guard. JC Latham, right tackle. Our receivers are Garrett Wilson, Curtis Samuel, Sutton, Lazard, Gibson, and I think we drafted one. Oh, yeah, Roman Wilson. Dude. Receiving core, Roman Wilson as our 4. Roman Wilson's our 4, Lazard's a 5, Gibson's the 6th. Okay, I think we're all signing up for that. Our tight ends, did I sign a tight end? Did I sign anybody? No, I don't think I did. Okay, so right now, let's just say our tight ends are Rucker and Conklin. Our quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers and Gardner Minshew. Our defensive line is the D tackles. DNs didn't change. Oh, sorry, the DNs did change. It's JFM is traded. We traded JFM for a 3rd round pick, I believe. We re-signed Huff, and everything else is the same. And then we brought back our defensive tackle group. We have Quinnen Williams, we have Solomon Thomas, we have Quentin Jefferson, and we have Rook O'Horro, whatever the hell his name is, in the 3rd round. And then we have our normal linebacker group. We have our normal safety group. We have Chuck Clark, Ashton Davis, let's say JBC, and Tony Adams. And then our corners are all the same, minus the guy we drafted. We got Julian Pearl. Oh, sorry. Our safety would be Kenny Logan Jr. the 4th. Our swing tackle or developmental tackle will be Julian Pearl. We got Storm Duck and Steel Chambers. We got Charles Woodson. What could be better? The only thing would change now, no Curtis, says Andrew Yale. Would you in this situation though? What else would you bring in? Would you bring in like a safety and splash here? Like what would you do opposite of that, Andrew? Because if I could sign the dotted line for this right now, and if you guys could, I don't know if you'd agree, but I'm here. I'm here for this. Like your backup tackles are, guys with some experience and Pearl. Your interior offensive lineman backups, you have Connor McGovern there. You have Biadaz as your center. Cam Robinson, J.C. Latham, Fant. You'd add Fant to this. Yeah, great wide receiver, but so unrealistic. Hey, this in my world, this is what we're doing. You're thinking offensive tackle. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, I could understand. Like, let's say in this offseason, for the price of Samuel, would you have rather signed Fant and then like a safety? Is that because if I would understand that? I would understand that. Who replaces JFM? Well, it's JJ, and then you have Huff and Will McDonald and Clemens still there. So I don't think you like replace him 1-for-1, and your run defense is going to go down, but your pass rush is going to go up. And then John Hassel, the other thing I would have done that we just didn't necessarily have the time to do, I would add a tight end 3 to this. I would add Tunyon or somebody in my opinion as well. So Fadokasa, yeah, he's not in here yet. He's not in here yet, but I think I would take this dude for sure. We got Bryce Huff back. We got a third round pick. We got a 3rd round pick for JFM, I believe. Our offensive line is stacked. I understand. Okay. If I could, ideally, knowing about Roman Wilson, I would take Curtis Samuel out of this. I would take Curtis Samuel out. Roman Wilson would be our 3, Lazard 4. I would add George Fant for $7 million, $6 million to be like a really expensive swing tackle. And then I would add, let's say Jeremy Chin, something like that. That's what I would do. But I'm taking this here. Curtis Samuel is our 3. Roman Wilson is our 4. I'm with that. So let's see. Can I do, and at that point, unless you guys have any other questions, this is the off season. I think I can jump out if you're 20 minutes early, unless you guys have anything else to say. There's obviously with free agency starting Monday at 12. I'm going to do a show that Thursday. I'm going to be so freaking busy though, trying to catch up on all the reviews before the draft comes. But it's going to be a busy week. And now that it really starts, we get in free agency, and it could be a situation where, hey, we get 2 receivers and it's like, dude, we're not going to take Odunze or one of these guys at 10 because we already got 2 guys. The tackle situation could solidify itself. The guard situation, the safety, like there's so many things that we could do. Was Fant healthy last year from Jets mess? Yeah, he was pretty solid actually as well. If the free agency market doesn't provide us with wideouts, we could spend both 4th rounders on a wide receiver and get starters. Class is so deep. Again, yes, like we all think they're going to be starters in the 4th round, and they probably will. And there are more receivers than there ever was just because of how the game is played nowadays and all that. But would you bet your life? Not bet your life. Would you bet the season on that receiver is going to be good enough? Like, are you going to say that, don't worry about receiver 2 and 3 because we have 2 4th round picks? That's sketchy. If it's a situation where, hey, we're not going to bring in Curtis Samuel, we're only going to bring in, Ridley, and then the 3 is a 3rd or 4th round receiver. Okay, I'm okay with that. But if your 2 is somebody, like if you went into the season with, let's say like Corey Davis, or not even Corey Davis, let's say Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel is your 2 and then a 4th round guy. Is that enough? Garrett Wilson, Curtis Samuel, a 4th round guy, Lazard? Not to me. I'd rather do more than that, personally. Captain K Techno, proper good show. Appreciate that. This show was fun, dude. Looking forward to next week, fellas. Hey, happy tanking and goodbye, happy tanking. What was Odunze's 40 time? It was 4.47. Matt Houston, I'm not sure if you remember last week, we said 4.45 to 4.5 flat. And people were telling me maybe it's Dakota. I don't know who it was, but somebody was saying, no, 4.3, definitely a 4.3. Everybody said 4.3. I'm like, listen, underwear Olympics versus actual field speed can look different. It definitely can. But he was right where I predicted him, which is fun. It's always good to nail some of those. I know what I want them to do in free agency. However, what do you think they're realistically going to get in free agency? Yeah, I think it's going to be a lesser tier tackle. I do. Illuminor, Fant, somebody like that. Maybe like another swing guy. And then go into the draft with like Fant and a swing guy, potential like starter. I think they do add a receiver. I just don't know who the receiver is. I am nervous about the Jets overpaying for Odell Beckham because Rodgers likes him, but he's been a name for 3 years, only getting a couple hundred yards a year. I'm worried about that. But I would say like Illuminor, a swing tackle, Curtis Samuel, couple of D tackles. I don't know. I need more. We need more though. We do. I just hope that he's not frugal. Thanks, Joe. I had fun. Good. Have a good week, Jets fans. Andrew EL, peace. I'm going to jump out of here. I will be back here next Friday at 6. Appreciate you all. And hope you like